The official unveiling of Porsche Taycan is next week, but is there anything left to unveil? They released a couple of more news in the last week. One of them unveiling the dashboard. We know exactly what the interior looks like pretty much. And this thing, they set a new record, another racing record. Not sure how much this one means, but we'll talk about both of them. And let's talk about, what is there a bigger expectation than what we already know? Are they really going to be able to compete with the Model S once that car's out? We know what it looks like, drives like, looks like inside. I mean, all of that stuff. And what is that one thing that you think, and feel free to participate in the comment section right now, that you think that this car needs to maybe kind of take some of the Model S owners away from Tesla and have them try Porsche? Let me know in the comment section, but let's talk about the news right now. Welcome to E4Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything moving forward. So the unveiling is on the September 4th. I do have to say that this is the first electric car unveiling that I wasn't invited to, unfortunately. Yeah, Porsche, it hurts here and here. Now, it mainly hurts here because I actually got run over in my hockey game last night, but we did win the championship. That's me right there. Here's a little zoom in. I'm a goalie with 40 pounds worth of equipment, but that's why my head hurts. But Porsche, come on. We can still be friends. Anyway, I'm excited for it anyway, and I am also going to Germany like right after that event, so I'm not really sure if this old man can take all the traveling anyway, but so let's talk about what has happened in the last week or so, because Porsche's been unveiling and releasing stuff and testing it very publicly. That's why I'm kind of wondering, like, is there stuff still left to showcase? Now, one of the things, and this is their little video that they made about it, they put this Taycan at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. I can't pronounce it. It's a German name. I'm going to Germany in 2 weeks and I cannot pronounce it. But on another racetrack, I'm sure everybody will correct me, including those of you watching me in German. But as you can see, 20.6 kilometers. I believe they did it in like 7 minutes, whatever seconds. But so they beat the record, and the record is essentially the fastest four-door battery electric vehicle. There you go. I'm not really sure if this means anything. I mean, yes, Porsche has been really making sure that we know that this car is going to perform really well on racetracks. So 7 minutes 42 seconds. I don't know, is it good, is it bad? It's actually not as good as a lot of gas cars, but we also don't know if it's better than any of the electric cars, because the only one that I can think of is the Tesla Model S or Model 3, but I don't think they've done this. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they really, so it's kind of a category that consists of just one car. So I'm not really sure if setting this record matters. They also did set another record by the most awkward hand holding between two guys on the top of the car. Is that a category for that? But they're definitely one. What is happening there? Like, so one guy is holding another guy's thumb and the other guy is holding, anyway, it's, leave it to a Volkswagen Group press pictures to have. I don't know what's going on there. Now, this car also featured the backlights that I like. At first I thought that that's what it's actually going to look like, but everyone was like, Alex, they are taped on. I was blinded by beauty, so I did not see that it was taped on. I looked at it closer. Unfortunately, it is. I like these. Actually, I think this makes this car better looking. But I think I'm kind of very much along in this category. But much like Porsche in this record, I am along in the category that I really like these backlights. Now let's move on to another piece of news, and I think this is a little bit more important because Porsche unveiled the interiors of Taycan. So let's look at that. Before that, of course, a quick reminder that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton. Check out their all-electric SUV coming to the schedule to come here to the United States at the end of the next year, starting at China, starting at only $45,000 as far as the price tag is concerned before the incentives. It is super easy to reserve one, mainly because there is no, you don't have to put any deposit to reserve a Byton. So go to the description of this video and reserve your Byton today in about 30 seconds. All right, so let's get to this. The interior pictures of the Taycan have been released. I don't think there's much surprise because it's very kind of close to what they were advertising and what kind of Porsche has right now. Lots of screens. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, I think total of five screens there. But okay, so they basically said that they try to kind of have a blend between the new and an old. And I don't know. I don't know. It kind of looks like it kind of looks like Best Buy just kind of threw up on the Cayenne's dashboard and boom, all the screens stuck in different places. Now I am digging the middle screen on here, but I think the screen that's up here is a little too tiny. Like I think my Volt has a bigger screen there. And by the way, Cayenne and many other Porsches are famous for just having all these buttons all over the place. So they are moving into the first century finally and removing a lot of these buttons. It's almost like the dashboard got a chicken pox of buttons, but some people love it. Like Porsche drivers love it. It's older generation. They like buttons. I like flat screens. So and people do. I love flat screens. I love biting, and I fell in love with it from the very beginning because of the screen. So I do not hide my love for the flat screens, and I do appreciate Taycan trying at least. The Taycan is not exactly ever had a luxury interior. It is a sports car, so their interior is okay, I think. They are going to offer a vegan interior from what I understand. I don't know if it will include the steering wheel, because remember Tesla did not include it at first, and it got called out by PETA, and then they finally doing it. So yeah, so I'm digging this. I'm definitely digging the display that's in the center console. I'm not really sure if there's enough for space for anything else there, but hey, if this works, this part I really do like. What I'm also kind of into is the custom settings or the different modes of the display. So you can have like these 3 screens right here. You can turn it on where you can see, I think, the navigation on one and just the speedometer on the other one. And you can also just simplify it where I think it's just a speedometer. So it's like 4 or 5 modes. I like that. See, this is something I wish Tesla would offer to Tesla drivers, because right now there's no way to change. My Volt has like 5 or 6 options, and I love it. Like I didn't really like the original one, but I switched to the one that I really like, and I really like it. So Volt has it now. Porsche is going to have it. I think it's a good idea. I think overall we should be moving into kind of a more of a customization. I know there are regulations, but customizing this is pretty cool. Now I do have to say that Tesla does allow you to customize left and right circle with a preset, so I should give them props for that for sure. Now another thing that Porsche released is the announcement that they're going to be the very first car with a built-in Apple Music app, which is great. A lot of people have really struggled figuring out, well, I mean, I think Tesla has the worst partners for streaming. What it has got TuneIn Radio, which is okay because you can, I can listen to Russian radio stations in there, or I could. And then they have I know they have Spotify around the world, but in America, they have something like it's Pandora-like service, and it's awful. It really is bad. But on the other hand, like, okay, if you're building the Apple, back to Porsche. If you're building in the Apple app, what about Android users? Like, there are more Android users like myself than there are Apple iPhone users. So that's kind of almost abandoning some of, like, imagine buying a car saying, oh, I'm paying for someone else to have their toy connected, but I won't be. Now, I know you can still sign up and join the cult and still have that service, I believe, from Apple, but a lot of us don't want to. So I really hope they announce something for Google and Android users. Now, there are a couple of things that a lot of people were really hoping for in this car, and we're not getting it, unfortunately. We know that. Obviously, the first one is the look. Everybody was in love with the Mission E. Tons of Tesla owners, including our own Eli Burton of My Tesla Adventure, who is a guest every Sunday here on this channel. He was going to get this if that's how it was going to look. Unfortunately, they did not go with that. They obviously decided to go with something, you know, more traditional, you know, relatively standard for Porsche. So that's what pretty much we're gonna get. And a second one is that charging, right? They were supposed to, you know, be a 350 kilowatt a charging rate. I know it's EVgo. I just really like the picture, but you know, Electrify America and Ionity would have been able to support that, but they ended up backing down only like a couple weeks ago and saying that it's just going to be 250 kilowatts, which matches the Tesla's Model 3. It's still very fast. It's just, it's not the best. So they just weren't able to beat, I think, Tesla in the looks. I think most people would agree, and the charging. So the question is, if they want to beat this car, or at least get a good market share from that car, what wow factor do you think they should have during the unveiling? I really think that there should be a wow, and I know they have like 30,000, maybe 40,000 reservations right now. They'll be fine for the first 1 or 2 years, but don't forget, after that, and not all the reservation holders are going to hold on to their cars, as Tesla, you know, found out, and Audi find out, right? I'm one of the people who have canceled both on Tesla and Audi. So once that runs out, once they bring in the Gran Turismo version of it, and you know, they're going to have to really compete. And right now, honestly, I mean, all of these records on racetrack are great, but I just don't see people who are normally would be going for this car would be like, oh my god, I am only getting, you know, the car that can do really, really good on the racetrack, because most people don't race and definitely don't take their cars on racetracks. At least that's in my circle of friends. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, and I know you guys will if that's the case. So I think there has to be more of a consumer-oriented, you know, wow factor. I don't know what it is. If we've seen pretty much everything they got to offer, I think they will do well for a year or two, and after that they might just struggle, and they will have to find out to do that. I know they're targeting their own audience right now. They want Porsche drivers to feel to make sure that this car feels like a Porsche, and that's great. But as far as taking market share from Tesla or from other manufacturers and gas cars, I'm not sure if this is really it. Now, Tesla has helped Porsche greatly by upping the base price of the Model S, so they're kind of probably going to be matching. But also Tesla has lowered their price as well. Of course, Porsche does not have the $7,500 problem. They actually do have a $7,500 advantage here in the United States as a tax credit, and Tesla is going to lose theirs pretty much in another few months. So that might also make a bit of a difference, where this car will be, you know, base version will be cheaper than Tesla Model S base version. Either way, I'm looking forward to this. I got to tell you, maybe I'm not a big fan right now, but I'm looking forward to this simply because it is a first competitor, you know, another Volkswagen Group, a legacy manufacturer, taking this seriously. So I'm all for that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Of course, while you are in that area, don't forget to sign up with our VIP list. It's free. Much like the Biden reservation, we send out bonus stories every Saturday. Just those stories we couldn't fit in on this channel or on our website, eproelectric.com. So don't forget to sign up. eproelectric.com/VIP is the address. All right, let me hear those comments. And maybe some of you are reservation holders. Let me know why you decided to pick Taycan over a Model S. Other than that, see you next time. And remember to stay charged.